What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold. Today I got something to talk to you guys about, and that is esports. I think the E stands for internet, I'm not too sure. Pretty much any sort of competitive gaming. League of Legends, Heroes of the Storm, Counter-Strike, etc. Well, ESPN, not ESPN. ESPN is a sports channel. This is ESPN2, which is the kind of sports channel. They hosted a Heroes of the Storm tournament commentary, something like that, some sort of Heroes of the Storm content, and this pissed off a lot of dads, okay? And it's like, I can understand. It's like, they don't want it to be like how it was with me and my dad, where I come up to my dad, and I say, Daddy, I'm gonna be an esports star, and boy, he turns around, he looks at me like I just shit in his mouth. He's like this, the hell you say to me, boy? Get up on out that basement, get out here, throw a ball around like a real man. Ain't no son of mine ever gonna be a hedgehog. And I mean, like, I think that that's happened to everybody, and so I'm not afraid to talk about that. And I do want to talk about what is the future of esports in America, really, because esports is a big deal over in Korea, and I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the reasons of why is that. And I think that the main reason, like, guys, I'm going to be real, I'm going to be so real that, like, I'm 200,000 times percent real, is I think that the reason that esports are not popular here is because girls do not think that it's hot that you are a rank 1 gladiator. At the point at which, whenever you put on your Tinder profile that you are a relentless gladiator or wrathful gladiator, or any of the other gladiators, and a girl sends you titty pictures for it, that is when esports are going to be big in America. And I think that that's what it is with Korea, because my mom she showed me this article on Vice, and it was like these girls who went around as like basically groupies for these League of Legends players. And the first thing I thought is, I need to start playing League of Legends. Second thing I thought is, I had to move to Korea. And the third thing I thought is, boy, that I cannot even imagine that happening in America. And I think that that's really what it is that almost everything that I guess you could consider, I guess, like cool or interesting or fun or whatever is considered also a positive trait or thing that people do by the opposite sex. Because, I mean, like, let's be real, I mean, we're animals, okay? And so I can't really say that this is a really horrible thing, but there are some people who really did not like this. Like, I saw one guy, and like a friend of mine, she made a post about this guy's tweet, and he's basically saying that he'd rather be shot in the head, he'd rather commit suicide than what was it? I'm trying to remember what it was. It's something like that, than commentate a Heroes of the Storm video or something like that, some tournament. And I thought to myself, it's just like, I mean, what a piece of shit. I mean, because, I mean, like, all right, I got 2 points here that I'm trying to make. Is like, for one, if you're going to tell somebody, and he's talking about people in their basement, okay? And so it's like, all right, whatever. But the point is that, like, if you're going to tell somebody that they're wasting their life, whenever your job, which admittedly, okay, makes more money than I do, but your job is talking about people who are throwing a ball around, what? You don't have any room to talk. You have no room to talk to criticize anybody. And that's what's ridiculous. Now, esports is like, are esports legitimate? I'm gonna tell you guys something. I used to play football. I hate basketball, but I love football, and I love a couple of other sports. And I understand that sports are really fun, but I think that sports in America are just, I mean, it's crazy. It's like the Colosseum in ancient Rome. Like, people go crazy about the Super Bowl. And people take that stuff really seriously here, and I think it's way too much, way too much. And I don't really agree with any sort of scholarships for people who are athletic, like athletic scholarships. I don't really believe in that, because comparative advantage, some kid that's good at math is not going to get a scholarship because some other kid can throw a ball around. How does that help society? But I understand that there are counter arguments, and I don't really want to get into those. That's just my own personal opinion. Point is that I think that all sports are a little bit overhyped. People get a little bit overzealous about sports, and it's no different than esports. It's like, so if I think that esports are like a little bit weird, it's not that I don't think the same thing about basketball, right? And I hate basketball. If I didn't say that already, I think I said it twice. I might say it again in this video because it is true. Anyway, I understand that people want to bring esports to the US, and I really hope that they do. I mean, I would have a lot of fun watching the tournaments. In a way, one thing that I don't like is that whenever you bring in money, which is basically what esports is, it changes the game. It changes that the goal is. The goal is no longer a lot of people take the game way more seriously, and you saw this started happening in World of Warcraft when it was like in Wrath of the Lich King. Whenever I think it was like MLG picked up World of Warcraft, and like World of Warcraft became like a tournament game for a while, and like people started taking it super seriously. And I never really thought there was anything positive that came out of that personally, but I can understand how some people can really like it, and so I understand that, but it's not really my cup of tea. And so I can understand people who want to bring esports. And I've been playing Heroes of the Storm, and I think that I'm like rank 50 or like whatever the lowest rank is. That's me. And I understand that, and it's fun, especially for people because like it's like kid can throw a ball around and think that he's LeBron James, but he's probably not 6'8", so it's going to be kind of hard for him to be LeBron James. But at the same time, like some fat kid, some fat 14-year-old kid can maybe get a break playing League of Legends or something like that with his fingers, and really it's like people are going to complain about esports. What the hell is poker? You're sitting around holding up, like 3 different cards. Okay, this is 2 Parmesan packs from Domino's and a dollar bill, but let's just pretend this is a royal flush, and you're holding up cards. It's like, I mean, esports is more of a sport than that. League of Legends is more of a sport. At least you can get repetitive motion injury from that. What injury do you get from holding up cards too long? So I mean, I understand. I honestly I don't. That's one thing I do not understand is people want to say that League of Legends is not a sport, but poker is. Get the fuck out of here. That is ridiculous. And I know that, I mean, like, whatever. Like, people want to think whatever. I know. And, like, this guy that's saying some kind of shit on ESPN, because he's an ESPN commentator, and don't worry about it, guys. He looks pretty old. He'll be dead soon. Don't worry. But the point is that obviously there are a lot of other people like that, and I don't want to see anything bad happen to this guy. I don't want to see this guy lose his job. Nobody should ever lose their job over a tweet. That's ridiculous, okay? But at the same time, I do think he's an asshole, and I think anybody that thinks that in some way that football is more of a sport than League of Legends, or basketball, especially basketball, I hate basketball, is more of a sport than League of Legends, need the reality check, okay? Because maybe they're the one that's in the fantasy world, all right? But that's my thinking, and those are my thoughts. Let me hear yours. Like, I want to know what you guys think about esports in general. Did you guys watch the Heroes of the Storm thing on ESPN? I don't even have it. Oh, I have a TV. It's right there. I'm pointing at my TV. I'm about to say I'm not have a TV. I have a TV. Point is that I didn't watch it because I don't have cable. So what was that about? And just kind of talk to me about that. I'm curious, and I think that some other people are. That's pretty much all I got. I wanted to give you guys kind of a quick, real talk, me and you, just going at it for, 7.5 minutes. I think maybe I had some outtakes, actually, by the way. It's probably not that long. Anyway, point is, esports are cool. I like esports. I'm not really a big sports guy in general, so I'm not a huge fan of any sport, including esports, but I'm glad that it's happening, and I don't really think that the esports are really going to take hold until it's held as like a positive thing by the opposite sex. And so we'll see if that happens. But until then, we're probably still going to get dad tweets about how bad Heroes of the Storm is. So that's pretty much all I got. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.